So he was cheating, and I just decided I didn't want anything to do with that. So left him, and then 2 years later, I met another guy. We started dating for a little bit, and then I found out I was pregnant. He didn't want anything to do with that, so he left. Before I even had my youngest daughter. And so, yeah, it's just been me and the three girls since then.
Do you mind if I ask, do you get any help from either of the fathers?
I get child support from my first boyfriend, who's the father of the two oldest, but the second father, no. I just was like, he didn't want anything to do with the baby, and so he wasn't even involved at all. So I was like, whatever. So nothing from him.
Gotcha. Well, I want to take you back. Do you know why you're here today, Miss Rose?
Yes, I got another DUI, but this time my baby was in the car when I got pulled over. So, yeah, that's why I'm here.
Do you mind walking me through that day, or you can start wherever you would like.
Okay, so yeah, this was like a normal day. It was a Friday, so and I didn't have work on Saturday, so I was like, okay, I want to go out, and I haven't done anything for me in a really long time, and I was just really stressed, and so I picked up the kids from school, and I picked up the baby from daycare, and we went home, made dinner, did the normal stuff, put him to sleep, and then I had my sister said that she would come watch the kids, and so she came over, and I decided to go out with some girlfriends, and we started going out, and we were drinking and stuff, and well, originally we had a DD, so I was gonna park my car at the bar and just get it in the morning, but then our DD started drinking too, and then I was like, well, whatever. So I was like, I can just have my sister come get me. So then, I get pretty tipsy, and then I call my sister, and she's mad because she's like, I have the kids. So I was like, okay, it's fine. Just leave the older two at home and just bring the baby. It's okay if she wakes up. I'll take care of her and put her back to sleep. So she comes and gets me at the bar with the baby, and we're driving, and then me and her get in this big fight because she's talking about how I'm an irresponsible mother, and I was like, that's not true because I work hard, I'm a single mom and I have 3 kids. I can go have fun every now and then. It's not a big deal. She's like, this is what happens. You're gonna get pregnant again, and then you're gonna have more kids that you can't take care of, and just start saying all these really mean things. And I was super drunk, so I was like, get out, get out of my car, because she was driving my car, and I was just so annoyed. And I was like, I don't need this. So she got out, and I was like, screw you. So then I got in the driver's seat, and I was like we were a mile from home. So I started driving, and I was like, I'll just make it home. Well, then she calls the cops on me because she's all freaking out because I had had some drinks, but I was fine. I knew where I was going. I was totally there. But she freaked out, so she called the cops, and the cops pulled me over literally a block from my house for a suspected DUI because of a random caller. And then they made me do a test on the road. I didn't pass that, and then they had me blow, and I blew a 1.3 or something like that, which was pretty high. But I mean, I was there, and I knew my baby was okay. We were just going straight home, and then they anyways, they took me in, and they had my sister come get the baby, and so I had to sit in the station all night, and they pegged me for, and this is my second DUI now. The first one I got when I was before I even had kids, so it's stupid that even counts. anyways, and so she was like with my kids, and now like there's this whole big thing about me being like an irresponsible mother. It's just really dumb. So I have to talk to someone about it.
Gotcha. Well, I can understand if you're feeling frustrated. That does sound like a very frustrating situation.
Yeah.
Right now, how is your relationship standing with your sister?
Oh, she's like, I could call her some unpleasant names right now. I just don't even want to. I don't want anything to do with her. She's just a toxic person in my life, and she every time we're around, we just fight and bicker, and she just says mean things, and she like never offers solutions, and she doesn't care about me. Like even babysitting, like I had to pay her like twice as much as I'd pay my regular babysitter, but my other babysitter was unavailable, so like she's just mean, and she's like doesn't help family. She's just out for herself. So it's not good, and I don't really care. I don't want anything to do with her.
Gosh, does she currently live with you at your residence or no?
No, she doesn't. She lives with my parents because they do everything for her. So.
Gotcha.
And they live in town here, but not with me.
Gotcha.
I'm just like really frustrated because I'm like okay, I get it. Like I was drinking and then I drove, but I was in control. Like my kid was asleep. Like it wasn't a big deal. I was actually a mile from my house, and I was fine, and she knew I was fine. She literally just called the cops because she was mad at me. Like that's it. Because she said mean things, and I told her that wasn't okay. So I don't know. I'm just really annoyed with that. But
And you said before this event, you and her had a pretty rocky relationship.
Yeah. I mean, it was up and down. Like I'd say pretty normal sister stuff. Like we fought, but then like she's also like my sister, you know. So it's like we got over it, and it was never anything like this is the biggest fight we've ever been in. You know, like she called the cops on me. Like you just don't do that on family, you know. And now it's like now my kids are in the mix, you know. Like I have people like child protective services like knocking on my door, like thinking I'm an unfit like mother, and I like they're like saying I have a drinking problem, and I'm like there's all these different things. So I'm like, if my kids get taken away because of that witch, like we're gonna have a problem. And I just don't want that around my house. I don't want that around my family. I don't want that around my world. I just don't want it. So
Yeah, I get that.
mm-hmm.
Did you say this is like going out on Fridays is like a one-time thing, or?
I mean, I wouldn't say one time. I mean, like I do go out every now and then. I'd say probably every other week, usually. But it's like I work hard Monday through Friday. I'm providing for my family. Like my kids are in bed before I go. Like I just don't understand. Like even if I wanted to go out every night, if they're in bed, whatever, you know.
And you said you usually have a TV, correct?
Yeah, usually. Sometimes I take a cab, but usually we have someone.
You have a safe ride home.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah.
All night.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Is the father aware of this current DUI?
Yeah, he found out when I got arrested. I called him because I was like, I didn't want my sister at the house with the kids because she's like freaking evil. So I was like, she's trying to get my kids taken away. So I called him because, I mean, even though we don't get along, like I know he loves our girls. So anyways, he's really pissed because this is the second DUI I've gotten. But like he also knows how much I love the girls, and that he believes that I'm like a good mom. So he doesn't want like the kids taken away either because he knows that it's not like an everyday thing or anything like that. But we definitely had a long conversation. He definitely is not happy about it at all. And he says that like he might take the girls on the weekends, but we'll see.
And how does the rest of your, do you know how the rest of your family feels about this?
Well, my parents are kind of like uptight, so they think I drink too much. But I don't know what anyone else thinks aside from them because they're the only ones that just go off about it. But I don't really care. I mean, it's my life, so.
Before you said that, when you were talking about your day, you said you usually have around 2 drinks a night. Is that per night, would you say?
Yeah, I usually after like the kids are home, when I'm making dinner, I usually have a glass or two, and then after dinner, I'll have probably two, and if I'm having a hard time sleeping, then I'll have another one probably. So, I have a few glasses a day. Most days, yeah. But I mean, it's just like wine, like that's good for you. So, I don't really think that's a problem. It's not like I'm drinking like vodka, like it's apple juice or anything like that. So I don't know what my parents are freaking out about. Okay, my mom's mad because one time she came in and I was like, I had some bottles places, but the kids were asleep again, so I just don't understand why it's a big deal.
Gotcha. Do your daughters currently understand the situation, would you say?
No, they just think that just told them that mommy had a sleepover with some of her friends. So that's what they thought I was doing when I was going through all that stuff that night. Because they were asleep and the baby like she doesn't know anything, so they just think mommy's like having a sleepover. And then when child services has come over a couple times, I just told them that it's like a person coming to make sure that our house is safe and good, and that people check on that stuff when you have kids, and that's fine. So they don't know anything about that.
Gotcha. So you'd say they're acting pretty calmly about their
Yeah.
reaction is pretty calming just because they.
Yeah, I think it's calm because they just don't know. Yeah. But I mean, my fifth grader, she kind of like picks up on some of the stuff like more than the other girls do. Obviously, she's older and she's pretty smart. So I think like she knows like something might be wrong because she saw me arguing with my sister, and like when their dad came over, that wasn't normal and stuff. So there's certain things that she's like, I think, you know, like she acted out at school the other day, and I got a call from the teacher, and that's not really normal for her. So I think that might have something to do with it. So.
Was she around when you got your first DUI or?
No, when I got my first DUI, it was before I had any of the kids.
Okay, yeah. That's it.
Yeah. But now, because this is my second DUI, now I can't drive. Like, my license is currently suspended. So I can't get, like, and like I said, we live pretty far out of town. So, like my parents have to come pick them up, or their dad has to come get them to school. And I can't drive to work unless I have a ride, and I can't afford to pay a cab because I'm not working. So I have a friend that like sometimes is able to give me a ride to work, but because of that, like my boss is not really happy with me, and I'm like, yeah. And so now that interview with becoming a waitress is like on the line because if I don't have a good reference, like there's just all sorts of things that are kind of a mess right now. So that's really frustrating, and I'm so mad at my sister because this is like all her fault. Like, this wouldn't have happened if she didn't call the cops because she was annoyed.
Yeah, I can definitely see where your frustration is coming from in this situation. Are you aware of any public transportation that works by your house?
I know like a mile down the road, kind of honestly where I got pulled over almost, is where there's a bus stop. And so that like goes into town, which if I could get there, like, um, that would help. And I could probably work and stuff. But then the only other problem is like the kids, so like daycare and school. That's another problem. But because I could like ride my bike maybe to the bus stop and then chain it up somewhere so it doesn't get stolen so I could go to work. But that's about it.
Gotcha. Well, it definitely sounds like here at my clinic we are able to provide you with some services. How
Okay.
does this time feel for you? Does this time work?
Like to talk again or something?
Yeah, so would you feel comfortable with meeting again? And
Yeah. Yeah, I think it helps to talk about these things. So I'd do that.
Gotcha. Now, does this time work on this day, or would you like to
Yeah.
switch it?
Yeah, this works.
You don't have anything else going on?
No, not really. And this works good because like the kids are still in school and baby's at daycare, so
Gotcha. Do you have a way of getting here that's reliable? Or
yeah, I can just take the bus. Like I can ride my bike there and just jump on the bus.
Okay.
That's what I did today.
Gotcha. Well, it was great meeting you, and I look forward to our next time.
Thanks.